In the vibrant city of Silver Hollow lived a young woman named Clara Hayes, a gifted illustrator known for her creativity, gentle spirit, and the quiet determination that shaped everything she touched. Her days were a whirl of digital designs, client deadlines, and late-night painting sessions in her small apartment overlooking the city lights. One morning, as Clara sifted through her mail, she found a cream-colored envelope sealed with gold wax. It was an invitation to her cousin Elena's wedding, an event set to take place at Meadowcrest Manor, a stunning country estate Clara hadn't visited since childhood. That, excited for a break from work and eager to reunite with family, Clara packed her bags and set out on a peaceful 2-hour drive through rolling hills and sunlit meadows. When she arrived, the estate looked even more magical than she remembered. Tall stone archways, blooming gardens, and pathways lined with lanterns, ready for celebration, reunions, and new faces. Elena greeted her with a squeal of joy, radiant with pre-wedding excitement. After introducing Clara to her fiancé Jonas, the trio spent the afternoon sharing memories from their childhood summers spent running through Meadowcrest Gardens. As evening approached, guests began filling the manor grounds, laughter and music floating through the warm air, and among the guests was someone Clara had never met. His name was Adrian Cole, a longtime friend of Jonas. He had flown in from Chicago, where he worked in architecture, tall, easygoing, and confident without trying. Adrian seemed to move through the room like someone who naturally put others at ease. During dinner, his eyes drifted toward Clara. When their gaze met, he crossed the room with a friendly smile. "Hi," he said, offering a hand. "You must be Clara. Jonas has told me great things." Clara felt a flutter of nerves melt away. "All good things, I hope." They ended up talking for hours about art, travel, ambitions, and the funny ways life surprises people. Adrian's humor made her laugh, and his sincerity made her feel unexpectedly comfortable. By the end of the night, something unspoken had begun to bloom, a connection in the gardens. Over the next few days, Clara and Adrian found themselves drawn to one another constantly. They walked the garden paths, shared breakfast on the terrace, and talked late into the evenings. Clara felt her guard slipping. Something about him felt safe, familiar, and wonderfully new all at once. One evening, by the lake, Adrian finally spoke his heart. "I know we've only just met," he said softly, "but I feel something real when I'm with you. I haven't stopped thinking about you since the moment I saw you." Clara inhaled sharply. She felt exactly the same, but she also knew he lived in another city. "I care about you too," she whispered. "But how do we make this work if we're miles apart?" "We'll figure it out," Adrian replied, gently taking her hand. "I believe in us." And somehow, Clara believed that too. The wedding day Meadowcrest transformed into a fairy tale. Wisps of lights hovered above the gardens, flowers lined every archway, and Elena walked down the aisle glowing with joy. Watching her cousin exchange vows made Clara think of Adrian, of fate, of timing, of how love finds people when they least expect it. For in the reception, as music played under the stars, Adrian leaned close and whispered, "Give us a real chance, Clara." Her eyes filled with emotion. "Yes," she breathed. "I want that too." Love across cities. After the wedding, Clara returned home to her busy, creative life. Adrian returned to Chicago, but neither allowed distance to weaken what had begun. They scheduled nightly video calls, mailed handwritten letters, and visited each other whenever possible. Weekends together were an adventure, wandering through city museums, trying new restaurants, and walking through parks while dreaming about the future. Clara poured her emotions into her artwork. Her paintings grew richer, more expressive, and soon her work caught the attention of local galleries. Adrian surprised her by flying in for her first art exhibition, showing up with a bouquet of wildflowers and a proud smile, bridging the miles months past. One evening, on a video call, Adrian shared unexpected news. "Clara," he said, barely containing his excitement, "my company offered me a transfer to Silver Hollow. It means I could be near you. What do you think?" Clara's heart soared. "I think," she said, "that I would love that." Within months, Adrian moved. The transition wasn't without bumps, but their love only grew stronger. They explored the countryside on weekends, hosted small dinners, and built a life that felt soft and steady. A new beginning. Exactly 1 year after they met, Adrian led Clara back to the very garden where they'd first shared their feelings. With the sunset glowing behind him, he knelt on one knee. "Clara Hayes," he said, voice trembling with emotion, "will you build a life with me?" Her answer was instant. Yes, 1,000 times yes. They held a small, intimate wedding at Meadowcrest Manor, full circle, in the place where their story began. Surrounded by family and friends, they exchanged vows beneath a canopy of flowers as sunlight flickered through the leaves. Life together, their life in Silver Hollow, unfolded beautifully. They bought a cozy cottage where Clara set up an art studio and Adrian built a home office overlooking a small garden. Evenings were spent cooking together, exploring local markets, and taking slow walks through the countryside. Their careers flourished. Clara opened her own gallery, and Adrian excelled in his architectural firm. They became pillars of their community, hosting dinners, attending festivals, and forming lifelong friendships. The family they built in time, their home filled with the sounds of children's laughter, first came to twins, Oliver and Lena, who instantly transformed their world. Clara and Adrian handled sleepless nights and first steps with equal parts exhaustion and joy. Later, they welcomed a third child, Miles, their adventurous youngest. Their home buzzed with creativity. Oliver played the piano. Lena painted beside her mother. Miles explored the backyard like it was a new continent. They faced challenges to illnesses, stressful school years, and the chaotic ups and downs of raising children. But they faced each moment together, with patience and unwavering love. Traditions, adventures, and growing up every summer. The family returned to Meadowcrest Manor, creating new memories on the same grounds where Clara and Adrian met. They traveled the world together, from Paris cafes to Italian piazzas to Greek islands drenched in sunlight. These journeys shaped their children, giving them a sense of wonder and a love for culture. As the years passed and the children grew older, Clara and Adrian found themselves navigating college applications, teenage emotions, and the bittersweet moment of watching their kids step into adulthood, a love that endured with their youngest, Miles, still at home. Clara and Adrian looked forward to the next chapter, quieter, but filled with the same love that carried them through every season of life. Their story became a reminder that love grows where it is nurtured, distance can be bridged, and the most extraordinary adventures often happen in the ordinary days shared with the people you love. And so, Clara and Adrian lived a life woven with creativity, laughter, travel, and unshakable devotion. A life built on a single meeting at a wedding that changed everything.